Hey y'all, it's me, Rodney.
Hey guys, it's me, Missy. And it's Friday and we're live and I have a table. And it's Cammy. Can you see Cammy?
Yeah, you can see Cammy for sure. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Margie. Hi, Tina. Good morning.
Good morning, guys.
Hopefully everybody's having a good week so far.
You gotta go. Yeah, hopefully so. It's Friday, so that's good, right?
Yeah, most definitely.
Friday.
Hey, Sandy.
You want me to start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this is the table that I have, and I've been wanting to paint something with this tea rose pink ever since I painted that plate with the soft pink. I've been wanting to do something tea rose pink, and then I don't know if it's just because, you know, Valentine's Day and stuff like that, but I saw a bunch of pink furniture, and while I'm not usually a pink furniture painter, I've been like, oh, I want to do something pink. So when I found this table, I thought, well, this is a good one to do the fun pink color on it. Is because it's not going to speak to everybody, but I thought it was fun. It has roses on it and everything, so I just thought it would be a fun table to do with pink. And tea rose is got it's got like a tan base to it, wouldn't you say? Like, I mean, it's not pink.
Yeah,
it's like a mauve with
pink.
a tan base to it. Yeah. So it's not going to be anything crazy pink, but I think it would look really good with like a lot of neutral home decor. Like if you have gray walls or tans or something like that, creams, this piece would be really good for it. So that's what I'm going with. I'm going for that whole look with this piece. I think I'm going to do some dry brushing around the details right here. So my prep work to this piece was that I scuff sanded it and I primed it with Boss Clear. Okay, so you know Dixie Belle changed up their whole model. It's the bonding Boss, but I had an open can of Boss, and that's what I used because I'm going to use it up before I open up the other stuff. Boss is going to stop any of the bleed through because this is a redwood, so that's one reason why I wanted to go through it, just in case where I scuff sanded this stuff up, if I took off anything that would let the tannins come through.
Yeah, it's a red stain.
Yeah.
And stains tend to bleed through.
Right. And then the other issue that I had with it was like, okay, I have all these places right here that I really can't sand without messing up the details of the roses. So I just went over it lightly with some sandpaper, but I made sure that I covered all of this in the primer with the Boss. And so I will say to you, when you prime something like this, you'll feel it on your surface. It almost gives it a little bit of grit. So my chalk paint should adhere really nicely to this piece and stick really good. But I made sure to pay attention to all these details right here with the primer and everything, because when you have furniture like this, or even smalls that you want to paint up, stuff like this can be hard to sand. But it's important to make sure that you're giving your paint something to adhere to. So that is prep work. Scuff sanded, clean, scuff sanded, and then I used Boss in clear. So it's clear, it goes on clear, but it does have a haze to it. I can see the haze like in person. I don't know how good you can see it on camera.
I can't see it at all myself.
Yeah, it kind of has a haze.
It's a dull, real dull look is what she's talking about.
You can tell that there's something on it, but...
All right, we got some comments in the comments section. Jay wants to know how old Cammy is.
Cammy is 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 6. She'll be 6 this year.
There we go. 6 years old.
She will be 6 in... let's see. Cammy would have been born in August.
So 6. She'll be 6 in August.
I think she would have been born in August.
Yeah.
And then we got her afterwards. Yep. But so she'll be 6. Her day, we brought her home the week of Thanksgiving. Jamie
said hello from snowy Indiana.
Hi, snowy. Ugh.
Margie said, hey, Cammy.
Hi, Cammy.
Sandy wanted to know. She's wondering, what do you look for in furniture before you decide it's not worth salvaging?
Okay, that's a good question. I am kind of picky on furniture. I like it if there's not like a lot of rebuild to it. Like I saw this here recently. We found that
it was so awesome.
Is that
But
like a low boy
yeah,
type dresser?
it was an 1800s low boy dresser,
Yes.
and the problem with it was the back slats. So they would build these pieces that would lay in on each other and lay inside, and the whole back was missing.
It would have been a lot of rebuilding.
Yeah, and those pieces tend to be random size, so it's tougher for me to try to rebuild those pieces because one side will be thicker than the other because they were working with hand planed wood, so it's not truly I don't know, it's not truly square, and so that poses a real problem for me.
For us, like as far as like flipping furniture to resale, it would have been a beautiful piece to do, but it would have been a lot of rebuild and a lot of work to it.
Yeah.
So
I would have ended up spending about 16 hours working on it.
Yeah. So when you think of the time and the energy and the work that you're putting into that piece and what you can actually flip it for, so in that way, like that's kind of how my brain goes when I'm looking at furniture. But like looking, what I look for, like at this piece right off the bat, it's wood. It's not old, so it's newer or whatever. So like to me, it was just a no-brainer to pick it up because it was all still good. Peel and veneer doesn't stop me because that is something that we can fix.
Yep.
Loose drawers don't stop me because that is something that Rodney can fix.
Missing drawer sides or drawer backs,
Yeah.
I can do those because I can hand cut a dovetail just like they used to do back in the day.
Yeah, that doesn't stop us from doing that. If I can flip over a piece of furniture to see like how it's attached and that kind of stuff, has it been re-glued in any way, that will kind of stop me. So if you are just out, yard selling or picking or whatever, and you run across furniture, if there's a way that you could kind of pick it up and look underneath, especially if it has older legs and stuff, and just see, has it been re-screwed in? Or is it look like it's been glued and split?
Yep.
I would kind of step away from it. But now, like I have 2 tables outside that will be my next paint project, and they were put together with dowels. And so like you could pull them apart.
They were never glued.
They were never glued in. So it was an easy pickup. And the veneer on it was chipped and missing, but I was able to sand those flat and smooth. So
you don't even notice that it was bad.
Rodney added glue to the dowels and clamped it and put them together so that way they're nice and secure and more sturdy.
Yep.
If it's MDF, and then the way you can do that is like on furniture, you can look at the back side of it. This one isn't a good example, but when you look at a dresser, if you look on the back side of it and you can see a layer of veneer, and then you can see like particle board or MDF or anything like that underneath it on the back side right there, that will let you know like how far you can sand down and how real it is. And you can kind of tell when you're picking up furniture what it's kind of made out of.
Yep. Because MDF pieces tend to be really heavy compared to real wood.
Yeah.
Now you get a solid oak table, that thing is brutally heavy.
Yeah, there's that. I'm really excited because I did come across an older
it's oak.
Round oak table.
Yep.
And it has the drop leaves, and it looks like at probably one time you could have even had a leaf in the middle to make it even bigger, but it didn't come with a leaf because it splits right there. So it looked like you could, but it does have the 2 where it turns into like a rectangle, or you can lift the sides up and it turns into a circle. Am I saying that right?
Oval, yeah. It's an oblong oval shape.
But the legs of it are solid wood. The top is solid wood. There are some deeper gouges in it, but that didn't stop me because that just means I would spend a little bit more time sanding to get it nice and flat. And then I have 4 ladderback chairs looking for a table, and I'm fixing to marry that whole set together and make it a family.
Yep.
4 chairs on a table. I'm so excited about that table and to finally put something with those chairs. But
to make a long story short,
yeah,
we when we get a piece that we're going to work on, we really want to say that we look at it very thoroughly and make a decision whether we're willing to fix that piece or not.
Yeah.
And for me personally, when I look at it, I think of how much time it's going to take me to fix that.
Yeah.
And if it's going to be anything over 4 hours, I'm probably not going to get it.
Adding glue to dowels, to secure
that's
legs,
easy.
Sanding out rough gouges when you know it's solid wood, that's easy.
Repairing cracks is easy.
Yeah, repairing cracks, and peeling veneer is easy because you can patch over it.
You can patch over it.
In some cases, the furniture is so old that the veneer, you can peel the whole thing off.
You can heat it up with a heat gun and loosen the glue and peel it off.
And then you can just paint that part. Those things don't stop me, but when it looks like you got to rebuild the whole piece of furniture to make it back sturdy, then I kind of tend to skip it.
We made that mistake one time and bought a dresser, and both sides we didn't notice when we got it. Both sides were actually water damaged underneath, so we had to replace that entire strip.
Yeah.
And those types of things will break you.
If you can look underneath, if you can really spend time and look at it, and look at your drawers, look at your legs, look at where screws or nails are, anything like that, that will kind of let you know how much time and energy you're fixing to have to put into the piece in order to paint it, and either keep it for yourself or sell it, either which way. Because even all the furniture in my house, the only furniture in my house that's brand new would be the couch, like the actual, our mattresses like couch, but furniture like dressers or end tables or
all of it's old.
Anything like that.
It's either handmade or old.
It's either handmade or old. Yeah, it's yeah. So that's, if you can look at it and just inspect it.
Donna said hello. Kat said wavy face or wavy hands.
Okay, so I'm going to get started on painting this table.
Kathy said it's snowing in Montana.
Oh.
Tina asked, do you ever take a piece apart to sand it completely, paint it, and reassemble it? Yes, we have.
Yeah.
Chairs. If it's a dowel rod chair, I will disassemble that chair. I'll heat the glue up, and then Missy will paint all the pieces, and then I'll reassemble the whole thing because it's just way easier to do that than it is to try to paint it with a
bookshelf that's a spindle bookshelf.
Yes.
That had shelf and 4 spindles that went all the way down, and it was just shelves with the spindles. That's what I did. I took everything apart.
Magazine racks. We'll take those apart too. It's just easier.
I left my Mr. bottle in the other room.
Jay said, Cammie says to thumbs up the video.
Cammie says it, yep.
Cammie's going to bark in a little while when that heat gun goes off. Sandy said, great advice, thank you. And Jay said, great info being said right now, guys.
Oh, my Mr. Bottle's all the way over here.
But yeah, you don't want to waste your. Let's say you find a dresser that's $20, right? And you spend 16 hours working on it. Well, if you value your labor at all, you're probably not going to be able to get what you got in it, plus your labor back out of it, along with the cost of paints and materials, because paints aren't cheap. They're not wildly expensive either, but they're not cheap.
That's why I went ahead and primed this one, because I didn't think that it would bleed through, but I just didn't want to risk. I didn't want to risk the chance that it would. Okay, so I'm going to use 2 brushes for this piece. I'm using the Dixie Belle Oval Medium, and then the Spindle Zebra brush. The reason why I'm going with 2 is because flat surfaces, this one is kind of easy for that, and for the detail in the spindles, the other one is going to be easier.
And her other brushes are still wet.
Well, actually, these are too, so.
No.
Yeah, I did. We did some painting yesterday. One of my best friend came over, and I've been trying to teach her just some painting techniques and stuff like that. So she has a booth in her store, and she came over with some project pieces, and we were able to get a couple of those done. So I'm really excited about that. Well, it was a lot of fun. So again, I did the same thing that I did last week, where I tore my kitchen up with a bunch of paint and put it all back together. Yeah, I like this color. It's really pretty.
My overhead cam still messing up on the when I switch back over. It's like it's turning off and turning back on. Yeah, that is actually a pretty color.
It's a really pretty color.
It's pink, but it's muted.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's mauve. What would you call that?
It might have like a touch of
Donna,
mauve.
she primed with Boss Clear.
Which they don't make that anymore, but it's what I had already open.
They make the bonding Boss, but they still make that in clear, which was really big shock to me that was going to be available.
Yeah, that it was in clear.
But sometimes it's just, I don't know. We use clear primer a lot, and I don't really know the reason why. I know why. It's because just in case she wants to distress it.
Yeah, when you want to distress, if you wanted to distress it, then the wood.
I need that.
Yeah, it would be able to. You would be able to distress it with the wood. And this piece, I haven't decided if I'm going to distress it yet. I'm kind of just waiting to see how it looks like once it gets all painted up.
Yeah, because once she starts dry brushing on those little embellishments, it's going to look pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And I have you on both cameras just in case.
Okay.
That way you don't have to move the table if you don't want to. And this camera's right here. But yeah, the clear primers are pretty neat.
And then it helps too, like if you're gonna like what you're painting on top of it, you know, as far as painting dark over white or gray, you know, like that kind of stuff. So like if you were painting it gray and you needed to prime it, then you could go with the gray primer, and that would be really simple. Most of the time we use the clear. It depends on the piece. Like Missy wanted to paint some stuff the other day with the kudzu, and so what I did was I primed it with white primer. Tina said, "Do you repair items for people? I have a dining room table that's around 125 years old. It needs some work on it. It's been worked on before. It belonged to my grandparents." Oh, I don't like being responsible for that. That's the same thing I told somebody the other day that if you could see all the furniture that I have that needs to be done. Like I can't do a custom piece. Oh.
That's a good question though.
Yeah. I don't.
We used to refer people to Charlie, but Charlie moved.
Yeah.
Kat said she loves your shirt.
Oh, thank you. I got it at Rusty Relic.
Or do we still have them?
I think these are sold out.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
But don't worry, Kat. There's some more coming. I actually threw some extra stuff in the cart that Missy doesn't know about.
Oh, did you add stuff?
They're that style, except for short sleeve.
Wow. Yeah, we have some more boutique clothes coming.
Tina, if you'll send me a picture of the damage, I could maybe be able to at least guide you.
Yeah.
It's a dining room table, so those tend to be. It depends on what it is. If it's a veneer lifting or something.
The other piece of furniture that I'm wanting to paint this color is an antique dresser. It's so pretty, and I think it would look really pretty in pink. It'd be perfect for a girl's room.
Hi, Natalie. How are you doing today? She said, "Happy Friday to y'all."
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. Oh, Little Treasure by Nancy said, "Hello, everyone. Lost track of time, but made it."
Hi, Nancy.
Nancy, we understand that losing track of time. We lose track of time all the time. I didn't even know time was on a track sometimes.
Yeah.
It's like my train derailed a while back. Let's see. I got to widen this up so I can see it a little bit better. 5 legs, one in the middle of the table. The only problem is it will not fit together when I take the leaves out. I wonder if it's like that big 12-foot table we had that time.
So this piece has, and I might even have to get an artist brush to get into some of these.
Thank you, Tina. She's going to send me a picture.
There you go. To get into some of these spots. But a tip that I can say for painting stuff like this is your misting bottle will become your best friend because it helps thin the paint out, and then you're able to spread it. Spraying it too much, will make your paint run. And then the other thing will be you might have to do maybe 2 to 3 coats because you are thinning your paint out enough.
You get loads of hearts and smiling faces.
Oh, who could that be?
But yeah, it's like painting. Like if any of you guys have painted little miniature models or miniatures, I know Nancy does. How you water the paint down just a little bit so you can get it down into the area that you need it to be, and then you dry it real quick, and then you do it again to get the color you're wanting. That's what Missy's talking about doing with the continuous mist sprayer, to get it down inside the real fine cracks that the brush itself can't do.
You're just thinning your paint out for sure, and because it is a thick paint.
Oh, really thick paint, yeah.
Yeah. So.
And that's what Karen was talking about the other day, was that the one paint that she had was thick and the other one was thinner than.
Yeah.
So it depends on the color of the paint too. How thick is the tea rose?
I think it's pretty. I think it's actually a pretty thick consistency as far as the chalk paint goes. It's not super thick, but.
Margie said that's going to be pretty.
I think so too. And I think that when we can go over and dry brush over these details, it's going to make it even stand out. Because I feel like when it, compared to before, you really didn't see it. But now you can see it. That's why I wanted to go with, that's why I thought this piece would be a good, fun pink piece. Because you could see the detail after you paint it.
And dry brushing has become one of Missy's more favorite techniques to use now. Because it gives this subtle sense of dimension and depth that you just can't get with glaze or wax, where glaze gives you an obvious sense of depth. I think the dry brush I don't know how it's going to look on camera, but I know that in person those look amazing, and I may just have to turn off one of our lights for you to be able to see it better when she gets into that process.
I'll tell you one thing that will stop me is spindles from buying a piece of furniture. How many spindles it has. Like
we got a magazine rack that has like 20 little spindles on it.
It's been sitting forever.
And it's glued together, so I've tried heat gunning it. I can't get it apart. And it will be spray gunned with a spray gun. I don't like to do that often with the chalk paint because each one mixes different, so it's a trial and error thing each time, and I don't like trial and error. I like consistency. So, but yeah, it'll get painted with a spray gun.
Yeah, it'll sit there until it will. Yeah. But this brush right here does make painting a few spindles easier.
Sandy said that color doesn't match my decor, Missy.
It doesn't.
And Nancy said, what color is this? This is tea rose.
Tea rose.
It is in between mauve and pink.
Yeah.
It's a really neutral pink. I don't know a better way to describe it than a neutral pink.
Yeah, it's not baby pink. Yeah, it's not baby pink.
I think if you were to mix soft pink with 2-to-1 ratio 2 parts soft pink, 1 part sandbar. This is probably the color you would just
I would say
get.
that it has tan undertones.
Tan mixed in with it.
Tan undertones. So
you got more hearts.
More hearts.
More hearts. Heart. Do that thing with your fingers. The heart.
Heart.
She got that from watching those K-dramas on Netflix.
My Korean TV shows. I'll tell you the guys, because I was talking about this the other day. The whole reason why I got kind of put into Korean TV dramas is because there's so many shows on TV that's just so full of just junk.
Yeah.
And I was so tired of seeing it. And somehow or another on one of my Facebook things, this Korean TV show was
King the Land is what it was called.
Was popped up, and I was like, I watched enough shorts on it that I was like, I gotta find this show. So I found the show, and
it's been subtitled in this house ever since.
I've been hooked to it. So, sometimes
I will say their storytelling in some of their shows is absolutely amazing.
I mean, it's not for everybody, that's for sure, and that's fine. But I like it. It's for me.
Margie gave a laughing face.
It's for me. I'm good with it. Trying to make sure I'm not going to grab. I painted the 2 middle spindles.
But yeah, it was an adjustment for me from watching The Office every night to watching What's Wrong with Secretary Kim, King the Land.
There's a couple of them that I've watched.
Clean something for today.
Yeah, Clean with a Passion
Clean
for
with
today.
a Passion for today. Golly, it's been so many, guys. I don't even know how many it is now. Now she's watching some doctor slump or whatever.
It's I like it because you can watch them, and if your kids walk in the room or something like that, it's just clean. They're clean. It's and it is interesting to me, that kind of stuff. So I just watch it. That's my thing.
And Tale of the Nine-Tailed.
Yeah.
That was the one that you watched all the way until it got to the 2nd season, and it kind of derailed in the 2nd season.
Yeah.
Donna said that's why I don't watch TV. Too much junk. My husband watches sports all the time.
Thank you. There's too much junk. That's the nicest way I can say it. I don't want to make anybody mad, but
it's like a political agenda in every single TV show, and that's the problem. And you can't just watch TV and have fun anymore.
Yeah, I just want to watch TV. I just want it to be relaxing. I just want it to be funny and not have to worry about if my kids walk in the room, what are they fixing to hear or see?
Margie said they don't even have a TV.
There's plenty of times I got to get a painter, detail brush.
Still not getting there? Oh, yeah.
I just need to get...
down in those fine cracks.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
But yeah, TV's going crazy.
It has, and it stresses me out. But...
And we don't watch the news either.
No.
Sandy says we don't watch TV anymore either. We like old westerns.
Oh, now you're trying to put me to sleep.
No joke. For the longest time, the only show we would watch is The Office, over and over and over. We watched The Office so much that my kids can say the lines before the characters do.
Yeah. The Office and Friends, those are probably my all-time favorite shows. But
Donna's right. You can't believe what you see on the news.
No, you
that's
can't.
for sure.
Yeah, but painting the details is probably going to be the hardest part of this piece. Pretty much everything else is going to be simple.
I think that's the goal of news, is to make everybody depressed.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? Uninformed or misinformed populace can be manipulated. If you're always keeping everybody beat down with the bad news.
Right.
The fear mongering.
Well,
that's a big thing on news right now, fear mongering. We're supposed to be afraid of everything.
K-dramas would be my thing.
Yeah, that's Missy's fix, is the K-dramas.
And then so they do.
Because they're not really dramas, they're really funny.
Yeah, they do this a lot, hearts. They make the hearts and stuff like that. I just love it. I think it's fun. I like it.
Donna said yes, so they can be more control on that. That's exactly right. When you can control the narrative, then you control everything basically. We're a Netflix now, so none of that unwanted mess. There you go, Kat. That's what I'm talking about. That's where you watch your K-dramas at, Kat.
That's what,
Netflix.
Kat. I'll be watching my K-dramas on there.
Go home and watch you a K-drama. Start with King of the Land. I'd say that's the best one so far. Tina said, I don't have cable, I have Apple TV. No news, mostly YouTube. I think YouTube is where we get most of our stuff at too, because I watch a lot of how-to videos. I watch a lot of woodworking videos by that guy Matthew Peach. It's funny because he's always got these videos that says, "Oh, you could make this is going to be your next big project." And I look at it and I go, "Wow, that's pretty cool." But I don't think that's going to be somebody's next big project to make them all this money. But the stuff he builds is cool. Hallmark Channel. Nancy said.
There you go. That's a clean TV show. That's clean TV.
Oh, and I like watching RJB Woodturner. He makes wooden pins. He's really good.
All right. Let me see if I can.
But yeah, most definitely. We do a lot of watching YouTube.
There's so many days in this house that we don't even turn the TV on.
Yep.
Because by the time like we're done for the day or whatever, it's like bedtime.
Yep.
It's like especially when it's like football season or something like that for the kids, and then we're just constantly at games and stuff.
And that gets tiring too.
Or picking somebody up from practice or whatever.
Or from a friend's house.
By the time you sit down, you're just like, oh, I'm done. Done for the day.
Kat said, I really love Rusty Relics Live. It's clean, interesting content.
Ah, thank you, Kat.
You're too funny. I watch a guy who does camping videos on YouTube. Never been camping in my life, Sandy said. I love camping. Missy doesn't like it so much.
No. There's been plenty of times.
But when I take everybody camping, it's rough camping.
Yeah.
It's you're sleeping in a sleeping bag in a tent.
There's been plenty of times where Rodney is taking the kids out in the yard and they've set up the tent, and I sat in the house. I slept in the house. I'm not a camper.
Her type of camping would be actually being a camper.
Camper, yeah, that would be my type of camping.
I haven't bought a cot just to make her more comfortable. Nope.
Yeah.
And Kat said I like camping with all the amenities.
Yeah.
That's Missy right there.
That's me.
Used to Kaylee, they would just want to camp out in the backyard. So I'd be like, all right, let's go. We'd set up the tent. And me, Kaylee, Gavin, and Emily. And eventually Emily quit wanting to do that, and then Kaylee. I think what got us the last time was when them wild dogs was trying to get in the tent with us.
Oh, yeah.
And I was punching them off of them. Yeah, wild dogs are crazy. Y'all gotta be careful around wild dogs. Coyotes. Margie said me too. Talking about camping with amenities.
Yeah.
Donna said, I remember having 3 kids all involved in music, sports, youth group activities.
Yeah.
Looking back, I wouldn't trade it for anything. Yeah, no, me neither. I'm pretty sentimental. So it'll be one of those things I miss.
My kids love their youth group.
Yep.
And they do. They keep them busy.
Which is good. You got to keep kids busy.
Yeah.
It's like a man left alone is to his own thoughts is a dangerous person. You know, you got to keep people occupied, keep people busy. That used to be something we would say in our unit. A man alone with his own thoughts becomes a dangerous man.
Let me go back behind with that.
I just emailed the pictures of my table. I'm not sure it will help. All right, let's look at these. I don't miss the laundry, Donna said.
No joke. Laundry is the worst for me. There's so much of it all the time. There's 5 of us in this house, plus the 3 dogs and their beds and stuff. Yeah, I'm liking it.
Why is Tina's table not closed? I don't see any reason for it not to.
Let me get the back of this spindle.
It's not one of those that the middle leg has to come out of, is it? Well, Tina's right. This thing it's old for sure.
Is it?
Yeah, because the legs are mounted to solid boards underneath, true size boards. That is a beautiful table, though, Tina. I don't miss the laundry.
No.
Missy did that post on Facebook the other day. Talking about scary things.
The laundry sign is
the laundry. She took a picture of the laundry sign and talked about it because she described each thing and why it was scary to her.
Scary.
Because the never-ending pile of laundry.
It's always there. And we have the worst time with this washer that we have. We have a Maytag washer, and it's a COVID washer, and that was probably our first mistake. But gosh, it struggles with anything. It's like you can't. It doesn't want you to wash blankets. It doesn't want you to wash towels.
So that's a growing problem among the way they manufacture washing machines now. So all of them have the free floating baskets in them, and so it's got these 4 shocks on it, kind of like a front load does. Ours is a top load, but the problem is that it put COVID. So we bought the washer right as COVID was.
Yeah.
Was.
It's like right there in the line of where you didn't know what was happening, but it was something was happening.
Our old one just died. What was it?
I can't remember, but we had it forever.
No, it was a Kenmore.
I mean, it was a great washer. It worked, but then it just died. It was an old washer, but we got that. And the Maytag dryer is fine, but this Maytag washer has given us nothing but problems since we bought it, since we brought it home.
It came with it was built with the wrong parts, so Maytag had to send a technician out here to repair it. So he had to replace the transmission, he had to replace the shift lever, he had to replace the belts. I've replaced the shocks and the springs in it.
At least twice.
We're on the 4th time right now. When I bought the OEM, original equipment manufactured by Maytag.
So my question is, who has what is it that I'm thinking of? I'm wanting a front load. Who has a front load washer? And what are your pros and cons to it? Because I feel like that's my next thing. Because literally the other day I took all of our bedding to the laundromat because you just can't fight this washer. You cannot wash it in this washer at all. So we just took it to the laundromat and then brought it home and dried it because that's it. That's your only choice. But I think that's what I need to go buy is I say a front loader because I feel like it's just not going to be able to withstand this house. But I've never owned a front loader before.
Right.
I know they exist.
Good morning, Judy said.
Good morning.
That's a miracle that you got a check to come out, Donna said.
It was.
He was a good guy, too. He lives locally. He actually lives probably about 10 miles from the house. And he came over, fixed it. Well, first he had to order the parts because they actually didn't have any, and that took a couple months. But in the meantime, he had rigged it up so it would work for us.
Right. That's right. I remember that now.
Tamitha, keep that 26-year-old Maytag. Keep it in great repair. You know, the only reason why we couldn't get our Kenmore fixed was because the motor was gone and we couldn't find a replacement for it. And it was made in 1982. And that thing was a monster. It could wash anything.
Yeah.
Tina said, she has a front load. She likes it so far. She's been using it for 14 months.
Okay.
Natalie said she's on her second front load, and it will be her last. It cannot handle weight.
Are you serious? That's my problem, is weight.
I'm going to get one made by Speed Queen. Isn't that who makes the washers at the laundromat?
Isn't that what you said?
Yeah, I told Missy I'm going to buy a laundromat washing machine.
Yeah, that is what he said. He said, I'm just going to buy you a commercial washer and dryer.
It's sad. You put 2 fleece blankets in it, and it walks across the laundry room.
That's it. Like,
it starts banging against the case, no matter what I've done to it.
I told Rodney, I was like, all the fleece blankets are done. Like, I cannot have another fleece blanket because the washer cannot wash them.
Kat said they got a front load that handles their comforters and their overalls and heavy clothes pretty good. Margie says she had a front load, got rid of it, and went back to a top load.
See, that's what I feel like. Everything's always mixed.
Jamie said same thing. Said same, Tamitha. I've had mine worked on twice, and the repairman said it works better than the new ones. You know, that's what our repairman said, too. He actually said quit using so much laundry soap, too, because the laundry soap that they tell us, the amount that they tell you to use is way too much, and it ends up clogging your machine and making it stink up. And that's the first thing he said was for us to fill it up add 1 gallon of vinegar and run the machine on heavy bulk load. And it would fix the problem, and he was right. It fixed it. As far as the smell and the build up of scum on the inside of the tank.
It's just the weight. It cannot withstand weight. That's my issue.
Judy said her sister owns a Speed Queen and loves it.
Really? I have to look into it.
Sandy said that table color is looking better now.
It really is.
Natalie said her husband's he's overbuying washing machines that can't handle any weight. It won't handle bedding, pet beds, husband's work clothes, etc. Speed Queen is an industrial washer.
I'm going to look into it.
Yeah,
because if I'm going to spend the money on another washer, I'm serious because it's in this house. We
have a lot of old quilts and blankets, and you can't wash those things in it. And so we're having to go to laundromat. Yeah. And I don't know if anybody's been to a laundromat lately, but it's $7 to run 1 load in a medium-sized machine that's probably 7 cubic feet, I guess you would say.
I mean, yeah.
However they measure them. It would be the same size as the one we own in our house.
It's not cheap. I get it. But
$7 to run a load. We spent $14 at the laundromat to bring it home with a washer that works in our house that we paid $700 for. I can't fathom it, and I'm ranting right now.
Yeah,
sorry.
It makes us mad though that you got a washer, but
I use vinegar and liquid soap. Margie said I use vinegar and a small amount of soap. I put vinegar and baking soda in with my towels, take care of odors.
Yeah.
We use vinegar and 1 Tide Pod.
What?
Because they say to use on the jug for Tide Pods. It says to use 3 of them for our load. Throw 3 in there. We throw one. After our laundry machine guy said, just use one.
Yeah,
use one. If you're using liquid, use one. Go to the first line for a large load.
I use Tide Pods. It's just easier for me to just toss a Tide Pod in. I'm the same way, and I like vinegar in my laundry too.
We use wool balls in our dryers.
Yeah, I do like wool balls too.
Because wool balls work really well to take the static cling out of your clothes without having to, dryer sheets are nice and all, but I just get mad that fabric softener ruins your clothes over time.
How many times I have to get up to go reset the washer.
Yeah, we have to go stop it, wait 5 minutes for it to quit spinning to unlock the lid. Yeah. And it'll be done spinning.
It's just
2 minutes before it finally unlocks it.
Yeah.
Margie said, yep, don't use too much soap, and we were told not to use powder soap.
Yeah. I remember when powder soap was the only thing you could...
Yeah, powder soap was the only thing you could get. No, you could get those Colgate soap bars that you would cut the soap off of. I remember my mom using those. Or pouring Multine borax in there. My mom pouring that borax into the clothes. I bet that worked, though. We mixed borax in with sugar to kill ants. Kathy said, yep, wool balls. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
But yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. It's like the companies just take everybody's money for granted. Either that or they want to make stuff so expendable that you can force you to buy one every couple of years.
So, a couple of things is that to completely finish this table off, I would want to flip it over and paint this backside and these spindle legs right here. I'm not going to do that on the lap or whatever, but you'll know it's easier originally if you flip it over upside down and then paint these and then flip it back over. That's how I probably should have started it, but I didn't think about it. But whatever, that would have been the easiest way to get to these legs without breaking it. So I got the fronts of them. I don't have the backs of them, but you get the picture as far as how it'll look or whatever.
It's looking pretty right now.
I think so. I think I am going to distress it just to break up the pink a little bit. Am I centered on camera really good?
Yeah, I got you on the main camera.
Yeah. Just to break it up a little bit, and so it'll let a little bit of that wood show through.
Donna said, that's true, Rodney. Even with lawnmowers, you have to buy one every year. You know what's crazy? We had a Husqvarna that was made in 1998, and up until last year, I could get parts for it, but last year I couldn't get parts to repair it anymore. And it'll still crank and run. The deck is messed up. Now, they offered me to buy a new deck, but that was going to be as much as a new lawnmower. So I ended up buying a zero turn made by this company called Spartan, and that thing has been amazing. I haven't even had to have it, other than me servicing it myself, I haven't even had to haul it in to service it. And I have a friend who has a bad boy, and I think he's had his service like 4 times already in the first year of ownership.
Yeah, I'm going to distress it just a little bit, nothing heavy.
Margie said it looks great. Thumbs up.
Thank you.
Thumbs up.
I like it.
I made her laugh just then. So that's accomplishing something today. Today the young kids was kind of fussy when they got up this morning. Kat said D loves his zero turn. He'll go cut grass just for some quiet time. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you what though, zero turn, like in our yard. So mine's got a 61-inch deck because our yard is 2 open acres, so we don't have any trees or anything anymore. So I'm able to cut the grass pretty quick, but going at that speed, it vibrates so much that I have to wear gloves or I'll get off and I'll be really shaky from holding the thing because of the vibrations. And I think this year I'll probably have to have new blades because I hit that what you call them. Please show a close up after she distresses.
Oh yeah, I will. And another reason why I'm really gonna lean into distressing it is because these details are a lot harder to get into than I originally was thinking. But you know what? That's why I say furniture will tell you what it wants.
Yeah.
That's why I say that.
She says that all the time.
That's why, because this furniture is saying, no, I really don't want you getting all over here, so.
But you're still going to dry brush it, right?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because the dry brushing will be able to tone down the red of the wood.
Right.
So it's not so strong. Because I'm not wanting to be crazy strong.
I just think it'll look really good on the front pieces.
I think it's gonna,
and
in the flowers
around the lip, right there, and even on the spindles. But yeah, we'll most definitely switch to the other camera, and I'll get it closer so you guys can see.
Yeah.
Or Missy can move the piece closer to
Yeah, I can do that. I'll get
because we'll do it from this camera because it can pick up on the subtleties a little bit better than the front camera can without me zooming in. Because if we zoom in the front camera, it'll change the ISO. So basically it changes the amount of light it can take in, so it won't be as detailed. It'll be too dark.
So I like it. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and get my heat gun and get these areas, especially where I know I'm going to distress it at, get it dried up. And I'm going to get a bag for these just in case I need to come back through and touch up. But yeah. Plus, I want to kind of stand back and look at it for a minute. Yeah.
Let me see if I can move that a little bit better so we can be able to see kind of top down instead of straight on. Are you going to distress first or dry brush first?
I need to distress it first. Okay. I'm going to just heat gun it real quick to
and just move it over.
Look, Cammie's already in position.
Cammie's already ready.
She's already in position.
There we go. I got it up at an angle, so when you go to
plug it up. Yeah, hold on just a second.
You can plug it right here into this extension cord.
Do you have one?
Yeah.
That's what I was.
That's right here.
Okay, yeah. Because I knew my cord's not long enough to fit to
No, that's fine. I've got it in the whatchamacallit, because I had to use it to plug up all this stuff. But yeah, we'll get that close up for you guys so y'all can see the distressing, and most definitely the dry brushing, because dry brushing is what she worked on with Katie earlier. Yeah. Sorry about that. Pup barks loud. And it drives me crazy. Come on. Come here, pup. No more running up on that, because you might get hurt. Silly. You're a good pup, though. That's looking pretty sharp. I don't know. You really think you need to distress it? Well, yeah, because around these cracks, if you don't glaze it. Margie said no problem. Smiley face with the paw prints.
That's Cammie.
Yep, that's Cammie. She's a tough dog. She's a tough pup. So Missy was asking me, she was watching a YouTube video of somebody, and they were using a heat gun, and she's like, why can we not hear their heat gun? And I was like, because they're using a filter with a noise gate on it, So every time the woman would speak, she would almost be yelling, and you could hear the heat gun in the background. But the moment she stopped speaking, the sound cut all the way out. And I use a different type of noise suppression because I found that noise gating, when I was first using it, if y'all remember, it sounded like I couldn't say R's. So I got rid of that and went back to a standard noise suppressor for background noise so it wouldn't be as loud. I wish I could use NVIDIA noise filter on this computer. I can't. Now on my big one I can, but I can't use the big one for streaming. Nancy, Missy turned her mic off so that way you guys wouldn't have to hear the heat gun. Yeah, we're gonna be dry brushing with drop cloth, so it'll be so subtle white that it might be hard to see, which is why we're gonna change. I'll move the camera even closer to what she's doing so y'all can actually be able to see it, because the change is so subtle, but it's amazing what it looks like in person. Donna said, it's okay, we've learned to expect the bark by now. I added the by now part because, yeah, she's right. It's like me, they probably see my face before it happens too, so it warns them. Because I just now noticed when I was reviewing our video to make sure that, I forgot what it was. Oh, to make sure that I said I was going to do something. I wanted to make sure that I actually did that thing that I said I was going to do. And so I had to review the footage to see what it was I said I was going to do. And then I noticed that when Cammie started barking, I made a face. And I was like, oh, I bet I do it every time. And Missy said, yep.
All right.
Margie said that's going to be beautiful.
I think so too. I need to coat this one and this one again. I'm trying to decide.
Not really if you're distressing.
If I'm going through and distressing, there's no sense in like doing crazy. But I could, even if I don't distress this part right here as much as, because I'm not really wanting to go heavy distressing. I just kind of want to do light. So let me just get the sandpaper and the sanding pad, and let me just see how far I'm wanting to distress, like what exactly. Because here's the thing about distressing: if I don't like it, that part of distressing, then I can just put paint it up. So I'm just using a sanding sponge. It's not nothing crazy coarse, right word.
Yeah, no, it's like 240 grit or something.
Yeah, and I'm just like, that's kind of what I'm looking for.
Hold on. They can't actually see what you're doing.
Okay.
So you need to move the table closer.
To this one?
This camera, yeah.
Okay.
Because that's what...
You tell me when to stop. I'm pulling my thing.
I think that should be good.
So am I only on this camera?
Yeah, you're only on that camera, yes.
Okay. So here's the thing about distressing is, this is fresh paint and it's heat gun dry. So it's not all the way hard at all. So if you are doing this at home, my best advice is to paint it, walk away, then come back and distress it within like hours. Let it harden up. This is going to be easy to distress because my paint hasn't all the way fully cured enough to the surface. So that's why I went with something really light as far as distressing goes, because I know that it's going to distress pretty easily. And I've never really had that much luck wet distressing. So even at this stage, I really not going to get good results wet distressing with this chalk paint. Some chalk paint is better at wet distressing, like Terra.
Yeah, well, Terra's made for that.
Right. So for me, distressing is going just natural. and going over it like just lightly without any of the any pressure is going to smooth out your chalk paint. So just no pressure going over the top is just going to smooth out your top chalk paint. But
I'm trying to get them to be able to see what you're doing.
You got it?
Yeah.
So all I'm doing is just kind of hitting the high points and just seeing what naturally comes off when you rub the sandpaper over it. So here I would say that I am putting some pressure on it. So I like the way that looks. Can you see it good right there? This section?
Yeah, I can see that section just fine. I was trying to show the top where you distressed at. The distress is so subtle.
It's so subtle.
You can't
just
see
right
it.
Here on the rim. Like here's a lip and then here's one. And that's where I just hit it. Nothing deep. But again, right here, it's the same thing. Just enough. Just a little bit of pressure and just wherever the high points that naturally comes off with the sandpaper.
Margie said, I think it's going to be beautiful. Natalie said, let's show some love and Vinny the video, peeps. Yes, I'm a made it. Margie said, I'm a made it too, but for some reason nobody can see my comments but me. I can see them. I can see them, Margie.
So yeah, I'm just gonna go over, but I'm not really distressing there. And then
That's a little jarring.
a little what?
When I move it like that, this is a little jarring when you're watching it live. But yeah, Donna said, oh goodness, the details are beautiful.
Yeah, they really do stand out compared to with the paint on it and then the light distressing. Let's see. I probably am not going to really distress the legs. I don't want to.
Yeah, don't overdo it.
I don't want to over.
You just want to kind of hit where it would naturally distress over time anyways. The legs isn't really something that would get distressed. Maybe at the corners where the square parts are.
Yeah,
but
I did
you've already did that. Yeah.
But I'm not, I think I'm not really doing it.
And you can actually see that distressing on the video, which is good.
So I am going to put another coat right here on these legs. But in the meantime, I'm just going to hit it with the sandpaper. All that's going to do is take any grit that's from the chalk paint out and then make my next coat smooth. I am going to hit this bottom shelf and do the same thing how I did here, just lightly distressing it. Because that is where your natural wear and tear is going to come from, is right there.
If you guys notice, Missy she kind of sands softly. And what that does is it helps with the dust just falling to the floor instead of getting in the air.
Yeah.
Now, if you start doing your hands crazy like this, then yeah, you're going to get some stuff in the air. Margie says she loves the detail. Tina said, good morning. Good morning, Tina.
Good
Tina
morning.
Adams. But if you're really concerned about dust getting in the air,
go outside. Yeah. Wear a mask, go outside.
Wearing a mask ain't gonna be no big deal.
Yeah.
You could take a box fan and put a filter behind it and it'll suck it up just fine.
Normally I don't stand in the house. Normally I would take it outside, but today we sand in the house.
But it's just a slight distress, so it's not that big of a deal.
No, it's not.
Now, if I start seeing dust in the air, then we got to change our game up a little bit because my big computer's running, and it uses a liquid cooling system, so I can't afford for dust to get in that.
All right, so we'll do. Oh.
Tina said that's a beautiful table.
It really is. I'm glad that I ran across it. I love a half moon table. I do.
Well, it's a pretty design too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's really pretty. I think the color turned out great.
Yeah, I think this was a good piece for this color. Not everything can you paint pink. I'm sure some people would disagree with me, but
yeah, I think you can paint anything pink. It'll look amazing. And I don't even like the color pink.
I mean, it's all what you want. That's just natural in the table. That's another thing about chalk painting is like sometimes chalk paint will show you flaws that were in the table that you didn't know were there until you added chalk paint. But as part of the game, so you can either embrace them or fix them.
9 times out of 10, best thing to do is just embrace it.
I embrace it most of the time. I'm already this far into the game. I might need my sanding pad might be a little bit like clogged up or whatever.
You might need to get some a damp rag, wipe it too.
Oh yeah, I will.
Keep that surface nice and wet so there's not as much dust getting in the air. So far, so good. When are you gonna? You should be almost done, right? Where you can start dry brushing.
Yeah, I can dry brush here. I'm gonna have to recoat them legs right there, but I'm not really gonna dry brush that. See, that needs a whole second coat.
Well, yeah, and you sanded it too, so it just made it more.
Yeah. Let me get a wet rag to wipe it down.
It's important to wipe it down after you sand it before you move on to the next step because you don't want to get sanding grit or sanding dust in your paint. Because then if you dip in the container like Missy does, you'll just get trash all in your paint container.
Yep.
So make sure you wipe it down really good, guys.
Plus, wiping it down kind of shows you what it will look like when it's waxed.
Or clear coated.
Or clear coated, whichever one you choose.
I prefer clear coats. If you clear coat it right, and then you go through and you put a coat of wax on top of the clear coat, that'll give you an amazing finish. Where it's not only is it nice and sealed up, but it's buttery smooth. And Missy's a big fan of the buttery smooth. So she'll probably, after this piece is actually done, she'll go through and sand it with some 320 grit sandpaper. And then she'll apply her top coat, whether it be the clear coat, then the wax, or she just does wax. But it'll give it this, I don't know how you would describe it.
All right, so.
And technically, Tina, you can, but the clear coat's going to interfere with the feel of the wax. So wax gives you a different feel, like a slick, like a buttery feeling when you rub across it. So if you clear coat over the top of the wax, and You can only do that if your wax is a water-based wax like Dixie Belle. If you go get some men wax and you clear coat over the top of your men wax, your clear coat's just going to chip off and it's not going to go well.
Right. All right. So it's cleaned up. You still on that camera?
Yeah.
All right. So it definitely needs the legs need a second coat, and around the base. So just basically the legs need a second coat in order for me to be happy with it, because I don't really want to distress the legs. So a second coat on that needs to be done, and of course the bottom legs need to be. They
can't see all that.
Yeah. They need to be. The table needs to be flipped over, and those need to be painted. So to dry brush, I'm using drop cloth, and then I have the chip brush. And what I'm really wanting to focus on is right here, just to lighten those up. That's the only thing I feel like I'll dry brush. Because I think everything else looks fine. So what I like to do is get paper towels or a cardboard box, just something that you can wipe your paintbrush off with really good. So let's see, drop cloth, and my brush is dry. My chip brush is dry. It's not wet at all. And what I'd like to do is just load the tip of it.
Yeah, I can see it.
Right. And then just wipe it almost all off. And then I just go over real lightly. And then I just keep wiping. And I'm just going over, yeah.
Essentially, you're just moving paint around the surface a little bit.
I'm just hitting those high spots.
Can y'all see that really well?
Let me, are you here?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just using the paint that's on the paper towel. And it's like how I distressed and I hit the high spots. That's initially what I'm doing here. And it's just kind of just toning down the wood. But especially on the roses. And drop cloth is so light, it's just a very mute thing.
Kathy said yes, I can see it.
Yeah.
Love the rose detail.
It just makes it softer. Is that good?
Yeah.
I feel like it just softens the table up, and like where the distressing might be, make it a little bit harder lines. This just softens up the distressing.
Well, that and it softens up the pink too.
Pink, yeah.
So it adds depth without actually adding depth. Tina says she loves that color over the top of the roses. Margie said beautiful. Tina Montville said table is looking great.
I think so.
Natalie said, wow, that is cool to watch. Makes a big difference.
It
the dry
really
brush
does.
effect. And that's why, Missy didn't always do the dry brush thing. And she would only do it occasionally. But here lately, she's really starting to and it seems to me that she's starting to really enjoy doing that technique because it gives fantastic results. And I've always been a huge fan of dry brush technique.
You want to go back to this camera?
Yeah, they can't really see any detail though.
Well, that's it. That's literally it, because I'm not really dry brushing the table. I'm just letting that be its own statement piece, like all the way around. Like those are your statement. That's your statement piece. This is what pops out at the table. Is that? Bam, bam, bam. Like I don't want to do any dry brushing anywhere else.
Okay.
I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, I would probably try to for continuity of look, kind of like you did with that blue thing for Katie. Natalie said, wow, that is cool to watch. Makes a big deal. Oh, I already said that. Little Treasures by Nancy said it gives it another dimension. That's exactly what it does, Nancy. Jamie said, such a pretty feminine table. It'll be a beautiful piece for a girl's room.
Mm-hmm.
May Made It Craft said, hi, friends. Sorry I missed most of the live.
Hi, May.
So Missy's painting this cool little table here, and she did a dry brush.
I mean,
Donna said, love it.
If you...
Yeah, just subtle, just like you did on those other pieces. Yeah, that's looking great. Don't you think so?
So, okay, then, yeah, I'm just not taking any more paint.
Yeah, no, you're just lightly grazing it at this point.
Whatever is on the brush is what's getting it. But these still need another coat of paint.
Yeah. So, yeah, I wouldn't go any lower on the legs right now until you've repainted those. Nancy said if you left it as it is, it would just be one note.
Yeah, I like it.
Natalie said, Missy is a great teacher. I feel like I'm almost ready to take my coffee table on.
You are ready.
May said, it's amazing to me what paint does to furniture.
It is to me too. It changes everything.
If you play the balancing act, paints and stains, you can make some amazing pieces.
Yeah.
Like that table, that thing that we did. It's not here anymore. It's at the store. Mm-hmm. I was looking around for it, though. I was like, where did it go? It's gone already. But, yeah, it was a... Yeah. I think it looks great.
I like it. I think it looks good.
Switch back to overhead and zoom in on that detail a little bit so everybody can see it.
Yeah, I think it changes it.
Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful. I like it.
Me too. Me too.
I think you did a good job on that one. Then again, you did a good job on all the other stuff too. Yeah, she helped Katie a lot yesterday and did a lot of painting. Showed Katie the same thing about dry brushing. And they actually did a lot of stuff.
Did. Yeah, painted a bunch of stuff for her boots.
Because I primed a bunch of stuff for them.
Yeah. And then I got some more stuff for some more of my stuff painted up. If you have to paint spindles, this brush is really good for it. I'm not joking, like, because it's stiff, but it allows you to go over the spindle. It's the best brush I've used for the round. Definitely say.
Jamie said another winner.
Kit.
It won't last long in your store. Nancy said I made a miniature of a half round for my miniature garden room.
Oh,
that's cool.
That is cool.
May said, is that pink or peach? That is tea
rose.
rose.
So it's a pink color.
It's in between pink and mauve.
Yeah. It's real.
X Racetrack said hi and it posted 3 skulls. Tina Montville said, I love the pink. I might put gold just on the raised edge of the roses, but that's me.
You know, me and Emily talked about gold this morning with this table. Like just a little bit of gilded wax. Like you could just touch the very corners of it. It would be really pretty. Me and Emily talked about that this morning. It's a pretty one for sure. You could, because we talked about the glazing, the dry brush, and the gold. Like there's different possibilities for sure on this one.
Karen said, hi all. Sorry I'm late.
Hi. Let's see.
Did you dive into that in the Navy yet, Karen?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
In the navy.
In the navy. It's a pretty color.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's
you showed,
the one I
wasn't
did
it?
the nightstand. Yeah.
Hex Racetrack said, "Can I have a booth?"
That kid.
You'll have to log into rusteatrelics.com and fill out an application and email it to us. Next week, I'm making a potting bench, but a little table like this might work in that room too, Nancy said.
Ooh.
But yeah, that's I kind of like that pink color.
Yeah, me too. I like it. I want to paint that dresser this pink.
Which dresser?
The one that I painted white.
Oh.
I wanna take it and paint it pink now.
Jamie said, "Do you think you will ever do a piece demonstrating blending multiple colors together?"
I wish I was more confident in
One
that.
One of my how-to videos is going to be on blending. I wanted to do the one piece that I was going to do, but since I got to do so much work to actually make that piece be what it needs to be, I decided against it. But that is one of our next upcoming is going to be how to blend, how to ombre a piece and then shadow blend. I'll be using a sponge for shadow blending. Since it's to me, a sponge is amazing. Meme said, "I have a potting bench that Vince bought from Rustique. It's my absolute favorite piece. Not that I'm good at potting." Lol.
I remember that.
Oh, that's the one we took over there, wasn't it?
That potting bench, yeah.
That was.
It was pretty. It's pretty. It was
Solid
made
cedar.
out of cedar. Yeah,
Every bit of it,
pretty.
solid cedar.
Yeah.
It's made by one Mr. Gerald Smitherman.
All right, I am gonna.
He was my ag teacher growing up. He's the guy that taught me about woodworking. Yeah, that looks really good.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I think it's pretty.
Fun fact, my phone is at 12%. That was X-Ray's track. That wasn't me. Mine's at like 90%. Because I'm just using it for comment monitoring.
Gosh, I love a second coat. I love a second coat paint job.
Furniture with a memory attached is wonderful.
Yeah. These have got to be. I just got to flip it over to paint that.
I had fun planning the garden room with chat on Tuesday. They had loads of ideas. We'll see what makes it into the room, Nancy said.
Ooh.
Karen said, color please. The color is tea rose.
Tea rose.
And she dry brushed over the tea rose.
Drop cloth.
With a drop cloth. That's right.
So that's kind of basically it. Until it like dries up some more. And I can flip it over to paint the bottom side of it. And then I obviously would go over it again with the fine sandpaper just to make it smooth. And then maybe like hit right here where I was painting the spindles again. And I covered up my dry brush.
Right.
I mean my distressing.
Have a great day, Judy. Have fun at work.
Have fun. Thank you. Yep. Thank you for watching.
Karen said, thanks. Trusty old drop cloth.
Trusty old drop cloth. You can't go wrong with drop cloth.
Tina Adams said, when my grandmother passed away, I was giving her bedroom set. I stripped it down to the wood and found that it was made of maple, so I left it maple and just clear coated it.
I think I would have too.
Yeah, maple's a very pretty wood. Mm-hmm. Especially if you can get some bird's eye.
Yeah.
If there's any bird's eye or ribbon, I call it ribbon, where the grain looks like it's real ribbony. It's very beautiful.
Oh, I think this is going to turn out really pretty.
Somebody says, is that a boutique shirt you're wearing? Love it.
Love it. Yes, I got this at Rusty Relics, but it's been a while since we've had these.
Yep. I got some short sleeve versions of those coming.
Yeah. Yep. And we got CeeLo coming in too. We got two more I think we're waiting on 2 more shipments. 2
big shipments, not just little shipments.
Yeah,
they're
2
big.
more shipments of clothes to come in.
Sandy said heart drop cloth. Karen said darn straight.
Yep.
Yeah, Missy loves the drop cloth.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, we got to do in colors. That's what's most important.
Colors outside
instead
of
of just
green.
drop cloth or kudzu.
Yeah, colors out of the green. Yeah, that's what I worked on yesterday. Was green.
But I think that's about it today, guys.
Yeah, I
what
think
do you
that's
think,
all
Missy?
I got. That's really all I can do until it dries up some more. So just when you're doing furniture, just be patient and let it do its thing. That's why I feel like I feel bad during a live when I'm doing a piece of furniture and I feel like I got it done in an hour and a half. It's not done. It's not done. It still needs to be touched up on the back side and everything, and then it still needs to seal up and everything. So it takes it a little. It's more than just an hour live, but you saw the before, you saw how it was when I started out, and you see the product afterward, and that's just using 2 good paint brushes and some good chalk paint. And that's the key to transform and stuff like that. That's it.
That's it.
Yep.
Tina said, I found out from May what kudzu is. Margie said, thank you. I enjoyed today. And May said, good. I need some new clothes. Jamie said, great show today. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Sandy said, let the furniture talk to you.
That's right. That's right.
Karen said, sorry I missed most of it. I'll catch the replay. Y'all have a wonderful weekend. Fingers crossed I'll be opening them in the navy paint tomorrow. Good luck on that. Have fun mostly. That's most important is to have fun.
Yeah, if you have any questions or run into any issues, just send me a message on Facebook. I'll be at the store this weekend, which, I mean, that doesn't do her any good, but I'll be at the store. I'll have my phone on me, and so I'll have Facebook, the store's Facebook page really close to me. So if you have any issues, just don't hesitate to send me a message, and then we can try to figure it out, walk it through together if you need any help. I'll be glad to help you. Again, thank y'all so much for joining us and watching us, and we appreciate y'all. We hope y'all all have a great weekend, and
God bless you.
We'll be back Tuesday.
And be safe. Tuesday we're going to be decoupaging a book, right? A softback.
I think so.
That way we can answer that way we can make sure that what we're saying about painting the books is correct. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good weekend.
Bye.
We'll see y'all later.